Hey folks, welcome back to Naman Reviews. I am super excited for today's video because I love the Batman film and have been wanting a Penguin toy for a really long time, especially after Colin Farrell's incredible portrayal. So today we're going to unbox and review the Barboss 2-pack by 6 Feet Lane Studio. Though it may make more sense to think of it as the Penguin 2-pack by Mars Toys from the Batman film. As you probably know, Mars Toys is a darling of the unlicensed 1/6 scale toy community, and they release toys under different brands like Saturn Toys and 6 Feet Lane Studios sometimes to keep things under the radar. They are known for making excellent sculpts, and the final prototype of this set actually looked pretty good. So we're going to examine this set deeply in the light box, do some fun poses, and settle on a final score. Before we do, may I request that you hit those like and subscribe buttons to support my channel.
Here we have both boxes from the 2-pack, and as you can see, the box designs are identical. Up top it says A1, over here it says B2, just so you know which one is which, but down below it says the Barboss 1/6 scale collectible figure. The background art is quite nice. You have the Penguin and you have a silhouette of Gotham on the right, so it's a really nice design. Unfortunately, the box quality, print quality is a bit subpar, but that is to be expected from a unlicensed figure. The sides of both boxes, again, identical. It says 6 Feet Lane Studios, does not say Mars Toys or Saturn Toys. Probably for legal issues, they want to keep the brands as separate as possible. The back of both boxes, identical again. You've got some branding up top, some warnings, and some legalese down below. The writing is in purple on a black background. I guess that matches the aesthetic of Penguin. On the left, we have box A. On the right, we have box B. Neither box feels particularly premium, but both of these art boxes do get the job done. Don't expect something like an in-art box or a Hot Toys box. After all, this is third party, and when you're purchasing third party, you just want the figure. So let's get both of these boxes open. We're going to start with box A, and both of these boxes have shoebox designs. So it's just like opening a shoebox. You've got a protective foam padding on top, which is nice. Inside, you've got the figure itself, coat, 6 hands, duffel bag. Below, you've got some weapons, accessories, stand. Time to open box number 2. That protective foam up top, which is nice. And you've got the body. This time the head is detached. Coat, 6 hands, duffel bag. And down below you have the same accessories. I had to take a quick peek at the figures before we look at the accessories, and I have to tell you, if you purchase these toys, don't expect the fabric quality or the plastic quality to be up there with, say, a Hot Toys John Wick or an in-art Joker. That being said, you are paying a fraction of the price if you have pre-ordered these, and for what I paid, I am very happy with the stitching and the fabric and the plastic.
My first impression of these sculpts is very positive. I am pleasantly surprised. Colin Farrell had a lot of makeup on his face, prosthetics too, and Mars Toys overall has done an excellent job with the mold. And the paint application on the face is really good too. I like the skin tone, I like that 5 o'clock shadow, I like all the scars. Really nice complex paint applications on both faces, including the lips. Mars Toys molds really shine with the side profiles, gorgeous work. Again, the paint applications are pretty good too. I just wish the hair was painted a bit better. I do have a few minor critiques based on first impressions. I wish that the sculpts were a bit more different. The sculpt on the left, sculpt A, has the lips open, the eyes are a bit more narrow, like he is a bit suspicious. Sculpt B looks a bit more sinister, the lips are closed, but I feel like there should have been more differences between these two since this is a 2-pack. Though, of course, the suits are quite different. So both Penguins come with identical accessories aside from the soft goods on the body and the head sculpts, of course. So what we're going to do is just look at one set of accessories since they're both the same. With either Penguin, you are going to get a base, a crotch grabber, a set of drugs, also called the drops in the film, these buttons for the suit, coat,
duffel bag, which has a cash surprise inside, micro Uzi, 6 hands, and of course this umbrella. From a distance, this base looks really cool. This is the artwork from the film. Nice solid material, feels very smooth. But if you look a bit closer, this hasn't been taped on very cleanly. There are some blemishes over here and here. Right here it says the Penguin. I don't know why they chose this font, but it works, I guess. The base of the base is pretty empty. And if you want to attach a crotch grabber, easy peasy. You can also extend it quite easily. Standard stuff. This cache of drops looks so authentic. I feel like I found it under a dark bridge in Toronto. But these packets are beautifully designed, which lends to their authenticity. On one side you have translucent plastic. Behind the orange plastic you can see those drops, those drugs. On the other side you have that familiar drop branding from the film, and the print quality of that branding is really nice. Overall, these are very high quality accessories in terms of design and in terms of production. I wish Mars Toys had given us extra wrist pegs, but instead we have these extra buttons for the suit. I just love this coat. Looks pretty similar to what we saw the Penguin wearing. Stitching is very nice. Look at the inside, look at the back. The more I go through these accessories, the more I feel like Mars Toys has killed it with this release. I love this little mini Uzi, beautifully designed, looks authentic to what we saw in the film. I like that bit of dry brushing on the metal, just to give it that little bit of wear and authenticity. And you can pull out the magazine. My only problem with the magazine is I wish that they had painted the bullet the right color. They've painted the bullet and the magazine all the same color, which does not look right, but that's something you can fix at home. Here is a sample of the hands, and overall they are a bit of a mixed bag. The mold, although is good, has not been cut very well. Some of it is a bit sloppy, specifically where the fingers meet and on some of the nails. You can also see some lines on the hand. The paint apps are good. The Penguin is an older gentleman and he is heavy, so they've done a good job with the paint applications in terms of spotting on the hands. The hands do look a bit heavy, but I am not quite sold on the skin tone. There's just too much variation from the top of the hand to the bottom of the hand. On one side of the hand, the skin looks a bit gray. On the other side, it looks kind of pink. And finally, I wish the ring had been painted a little better. That orange and that gold is just too plain for me. Penguin's umbrella does look good and the mold is nice. The paint apps are just adequate. I wish that the black was a bit darker. In addition, I wish the gold popped a bit more, and I think the wooden handle needs a bit more detail, a bit more of a grain. Some of these bigger companies like Hot Toys and even InArt, sadly, could take example from this duffel bag, because this is a very high quality product. It does not look like it's going to break anytime soon. The straps are very firm, very nice. In addition, there's some good play value. You can open the Velcro, open up the handle, you can even open the zip, and you'll find a nice little surprise inside. There you go, that's enough cash to pay rent in Toronto for a week. Let's take a closer look at these soft goods, and here we have Penguin in the checkered suit. Here we have Penguin in the pinstripe suit, and the only criticism I have of these soft goods is that the fitting is not as good as it perhaps could be. Looking at the film, it is loose in certain areas, like the shoulders, like the pants, and I think the fitting could be a bit better. But that aside, I think the quality of the soft goods is outstanding. In addition to the excellent quality, there are some nice touches that you notice when you take a deeper look at the suit. Even though the fitting is not the best, the fabric and the stitching is outstanding. Look at that. Feels really good too. Very professionally stitched. And if you look under the coat, you'll see some nice surprises in terms of detailing. So you've got these suspenders, that's really cool. You've got this nice dress shirt, pretty nice tie, and you've got some extra buttons in the box in case you lose these. And here are his pants, tied by Velcro. I don't know why other companies don't use Velcro. It's so much easier to handle. There is a cut for the button, so if you want to tie it up, you can. But I do like the little details. For example, under here you can see a nice wristwatch, and if you pull down this sleeve, you can see a gold bracelet. When I take a closer look at these accessories, I admire them even more. I like how that gold bracelet shines. I do wish that the gold paint on the wristwatch was a bit brighter, it shined a bit more, but nice detailing on the watch. You can even see the dial, you can see the detailing on the straps. So this is pretty good for an accessory you will not see unless you roll up those sleeves. Like the checkered suit, the pinstripes fitting is just a little lacking, especially in the shoulder areas and the thigh areas, but again, the quality of the material is excellent. This has a more dull finish than the checkered suit, but I still really do like it. And like the checkered suit, there is plenty of detailing under the suit. For example, you have that wristwatch here, and you have that bracelet right over here. And again, the stitching is outstanding, no loose threads or anything like that. And that is pretty surprising. Even companies like Hot Toys have issues with suits from time to time, but these by Mars Toys are excellent. Interestingly, the shoes between figure A and figure B are a bit different. These on figure B are a two-tone color. So you've got black over here, brown over here. Of course, they're meant to look like leather shoes, and they do from a distance thanks to the detailing, thanks to all that excellent paint applications, but they are of course plastic. Underneath, you can see some detailing as well. The side profile of the shoes is also very beautiful. Here is the Penguin 2-pack out of the box in a museum pose. Overall, I am very happy with these. As I said, I love these head sculpts. Some of the paint applications on the sculpts, especially the skin tone, not as rich as it could have been, but still outstanding. And the quality of the soft goods, as we saw, is very good. The stitching is very good, but there are a few flaws I'd like to go over before we continue looking at these figures. As I mentioned, the fitting is just a little bit off, especially on those thigh areas, especially on the shoulders of the pinstripe suit. The checkered suit, the shoulders are pretty good. There's stuffing under there that works really well, and the fabric is a bit thicker, so it falls pretty nicely. But there are some bumps on the shoulders. I have tried to fix it, but I cannot because this fabric is a bit lighter also. The other issue is with the body itself. The ankles are quite weak. This is a regular body with some padding around the waist just to make it look like the bulky penguin, and that extra bulk means that you need some very strong ankles, and both of these ankles are kind of weak, so you have to be a bit careful when you pose this figure without a stand or he is going to topple. Finally, the body on my checkered suit penguin is a bit flawed. The elbow is a bit loose. It's not broken, but it is loose. I can't seem to fix it, but it's not a deal breaker at all. We're going to do a quick 360 just to see how these two Cobblepots look from different angles. Hate to sound like a broken record, but I am very happy with what I see. But again, I wish the fitting was a bit more accurate to the Batman. They've put some padding on the waist, but on the legs, on the shoulders, it needs a bit more filling. But that is something you can do at home, and at this price point, you can't go wrong with these two figures.
Here is how the two penguin figures look with the pleather coats on. You have the unbuckled look on the right, the buckled look on the left. Overall, I do love these coats. I love that shiny finish on that pleather. Makes it look like these two penguins are in the rain. Maybe they're escaping Batman, or maybe they're dealing drugs or putting a mob deal together. I like how the coats make him look bulkier, but I wish that the shoulder area wasn't as droopy. I don't know if I'm going to keep the coats on. I like the advantages they bring, but I also like the look of the fabric on the suits.
Time to look at the articulation for both figures, and considering that they're both nearly identical, I expect that they have the same articulation, so we're just going to look at one figure. Let's start with the head. Tilts left, tilts right, turns freely, looks down very nicely, looks up okay, held back by the fabric. Shoulder goes up about 80 degrees. I guess it could go up more, but fabric is holding it back. Shoulder moves forward, moves back, but not too much. I don't want to push it. I don't want to break this. Double jointed elbow. Cut at the bicep. Hand rotates freely. There's a diaphragm joint and a waist joint, I think. Not a lot of ab crunch because of the padding, but he does twist. Thighs rotate. Thigh stretch. Leg kicks forward, but not too much. Kicks back, but not too much. Double jointed knee. No cut at the toe, but some decent ankle articulation. So I would say the articulation on this figure is okay. It's not as good as it could be. And some of that is due to the limitations of the body. And some of that is also because of the soft goods that are holding back the articulation a little bit.
Now that we've seen the articulation, it's time to take these two penguins to the toy room for some fun poses.
Time for some size comparisons, and we're going to compare different Batman characters in 1/6 scale to these two Mars Toys penguins. Up first, we have DX19 Batman, and we have Selina Kyle 2.0, both by Hot Toys. And I know they're from different universes, but they kind of match and they kind of display well together. I also think the height differences check out quite nicely. Now we have Two-Face 2.0 on the right, and we have Bane 1.0 on the left, both from The Dark Knight Rises, both by Hot Toys. And I think if you are going to mix and match these, if you don't mind mixing and matching universes, all four of these display pretty well for a Rogues Gallery display. The heights do seem a bit off, especially for Bane. He seems a bit undersized. Of course, Bane 2.0 is bigger, and I can't wait to get my hands on Bane 2.0. Now we have the two Jokers from the InArt Premium Joker 2-pack, and these two are some of my favorite figures. I think these are some of the best figures ever made in 1/6 scale. They've been out for quite a few years and they still look amazing. We're going to the past for this size comparison. On the left, we have Jack Nicholson's Joker from the '89 Batman film. This figure is by Hot Toys. On the right, we have Mars Toys Cesar Romero's Joker from the '60s. This is one of the best figures in my collection, and Mars Toys has proven yet again that they do outstanding head sculpts. But this figure has some of the same problems, and these figures, the soft goods and the body are a bit subpar, and the fitting is a bit off. Now we have InArt Bruce Wayne on the right. The suit is gorgeous, beautifully tailored, really nice high quality material. Not fully sold on the head sculpt, but it is growing on me. These three look pretty good together, but I think the penguin figure is a bit oversized compared to Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne should be quite a bit taller than he is right now. And now we have our final size comparison. On the left, you have Hot Toys the Batman. On the right, you have InArt the Batman. Pick your poison. I think they all look fine together. If you want to go with Hot Toys the Batman, matches well with the Mars Toys penguin figures. Likewise, the InArt Batman matches well with the penguin figures too. In terms of heights, I think the heights match pretty well, though I think the penguin should be a bit shorter than the Batman.
My final score for 6 Feet Lane Studio The Barboss 2-pack is going to be 3 out of 5 stars. The set has plenty of cons, but the excellent portraits are massive positives. Colin Farrell wore a lot of makeup and prosthetics, and Mars Toys has done a great job with this complex head sculpt, all things considered. The price of this set is also surprisingly low. The set comes with a generous amount of fun accessories, and the raincoats are pretty nice. However, as mentioned, the set has plenty of flaws. For starters, there's very little difference between the two portraits. I wish the paint applications on the hair were a little bit better. The quality of the body is subpar, especially at the ankles, and the proportions and suit fitting are also subpar. But I am very happy with this purchase at this price point. If you're looking to add to your Batman's Rogue Gallery, then you should definitely consider picking it up. That's my review, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and please hit that subscribe button if you can. Please do check out my reviews of Hot Toys the Batman, Hot Toys Selina Kyle, Saturn Toys Batman and Robin, and Mafex Batman. Until next time.